What's up, guys? Grove here from Grove Construction. We're back to the Stadium DLC that is going to be releasing on June 6th. We were lucky enough to get a first look at the construction stadium that we're doing right now, and man, the first two stages were intense, and we're about to start stage number 3. As you can see, we only have about a quarter, I want to say maybe a quarter or even a half of the stadium finished. And last night we were able to bang out 2 stages of this 5-stage or 4-stage campaign. The architect, I mean, it's looking great so far, but I'm curious to see what we're going to be doing in this next part.
Hey, striker, coach,
Hey,
captain, who
what?
definitely won't sell me out to the club president. After
What?
our last talk, I wanted to make myself useful and check my plans again. It might be best to use a tower crane here, since these stands have raised balconies. I thought this might make your job a little easier, as long as the crane and the roof don't block each other this time. Sorry again about that, but hey, if you have any ideas on how to do it better, just ignore me. I'll sit on the bench and study.
Oh, oh. This guy, this poor guy. Okay, so we got VIP lounges to put up. Let's see, pallets of wood, rebar mesh, remove topsoil. You know I love doing that stuff. Oh God, I gush over that. Where's the topsoil? Where's it gonna be? Ah, the farmland is gonna be removed. Okay, we need to bring some wood pallets, rebar mesh. I'm not quite sure where our materials are being stored this time, but let's go ahead and grab the material right now. Okay, some rebar mesh. Ooh, scaffolding. Okay, just get everything over there. This is the shopping list. So, ooh, that's a lot of cement. This is the shopping list so far. Not that expensive. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Our pallets of wood and our rebar mesh are right here in the front. Let's go ahead and jump into our telehandler. All of the machines are on the... What in the world? Well, they were on the other side. This is what happens when you're not pre-gaming. All right, let's get down there. We need to get all of our vehicles into position so that we can get to work more efficiently here. Where are you at? That's Big Betty. Where's she sitting? And the rental machines we got rented. This wheel loader was one of them. Always make sure before you start your campaign that all of your vehicles are relatively close to the campaign area, unlike myself here. Big Betty, because all of my vehicles in the middle of the highway obstructing traffic. All right, cool. There's a lot of soil here, and I love to do the soil work. We have our bulldozer over yonder. We should have another one of these trucks. And look at how close it is to the gravel plant. There's no reason you cannot get into that truck and drive over to the gravel plant and dump the soil off. If you don't, that's just lazy. That's lazy on the degree that it cannot be excused. Joystick set up here. Okay. Oh yeah, this is definitely a job for that bulldozer that we got. The brand new Liebherr bulldozer. I think it's the 73038. And of course, we'll keep the wheel loader on standby because I love pushing the soil up into a big pile and then using the wheel loader to excavate the excess soil. The 756. Look at this bad boy. make sure that our settings are set up for the bulldozer. So I have settings here. This is my bulldozer setup. Okay, now I'm going to only use joysticks to move and operate the bulldozer. This is my favorite bulldozer. I mean, I used to gush over the 736, just I like the way it looks. And for big jobs, of course, the D8T was the go-to service machine. But now that we have the 756, it incorporates everything I love about the 736 and everything I love about the D8T. I would definitely do the soil work on high scope all day long. I love earth moving. I love soil mechanics. I love anything playing with the dirt and construction sim. that. Now let's get into the wheel loader. I love running the wheel loader. This does kind of slow things down, of course. Everyone defaults to using the bulldozer to get work done quicker, but I just love working in the dirt. Let me do it. Put me in, coach. You can't tell me that we didn't use dinosaurs to construct, our civilization millions of years ago, because there's something primal in me that just loves to operate these heavy machines, these big beasts of metal with big teeth and rolling tires. I mean, there's no way that we weren't operating gigantic Bronchiosaurus excavators in a distant past. This triggers something in my primal being. I just can't help it. Yeah, you can imagine on high scope, this is a decent amount of soil to be moving. And I would probably put a couple guys in bulldozers, and maybe one person on the wheel loader, while another person is over there moving material onto location with a telehandler or a crane or something. 5% left. I think one more bucket load should be enough for us to get to the next stage. While we do that, we'll get the telehandler running and get that material in position. I've got a good feeling that this dump truck has about had its fill. I think we can squeeze one more bucket load in there, but it's going to have to be from one of the sides that there's not a whole lot of soil sitting. See if we can make this work. Oh God. Oh, come on. There's that 1% again, that dastardly 1% that just makes sure that I'm going to do another pass with the bulldozer, which I think is not a bad thing at all. Anytime I can do some earthworks, I'm down. And unfortunately, for my sake, that will be about the end of the earthworks for this part of this campaign mission here. Just barely slide that in there, aren't we? We're trying to make room for this soil. I think this single bucket, or this single dumper of gravel or soil can actually pay for our month's rental fees. Let's try and get it on the other side now. Yeah. Okay. Excavators have a much easier time actually filling up these dump trucks all the way. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump over into the bulldozer, get that part of the soil finished. We'll get the dump truck dumped off, and then we'll grab the telehandler and place the materials so that we can get started on the next stage of this contract. I can't believe that. The 1% got me again, guys. I think this has happened on each one of these campaigns, starting with the pedestrian walkway bridge, where 1% of the concrete was left, and I ran out of cement in the truck as well. And then another one was 1%. Was it 1% of concrete again, or if it was 1% of gravel, or 1% of something was left? The cool thing too is I can actually continue doing this soil moving. I can move more soil if I'd like to, because it's not demanding that I leave the area. It's just telling, if you want this stage to complete, you need to leave the blue tape. And once I leave the blue tape, the game will update this location, and we will have pretty level soil. I mean, everything should be pretty good. And in the meantime, I can just still operate the bulldozer as much as I'd like. I don't know if there's going to be any excavation involved with this VIP stadium stand over here. I wonder if there will be. did a good job of getting all the soil in there pretty well. And fortunately for us, gravel plant is right here, so no need to do any kind of fast unloading. There's a hopper somewhere, I know it. Is that it over there? I think I see it. Okay, that's done. Could probably just keep this dump truck right here on the side, although I have a feeling we may need it later for some excavation, but we also have the leap year, um, the leap year gravel truck that's not getting any use right now. It's kind of sitting over there in the distance. Okay. It's all pretty much right there too, which is nice. Some of you guys might be like, really? Really? You could have just used like a crane and gotten this done in 2 seconds. But you're gonna go over there and you're gonna grab it with the telehandler and you're gonna move it 5 feet. Well, yes I am. A little bit of a bad angle there. Did I mention the part where I like to make these jobs a little bit more complicated than they need to be? Sometimes I really do just enjoy kind of dragging the job out. Getting some time on the machines is really what I is really the reason I do it too. I just really enjoy having the opportunity to run these equipment, and even if it means doing some very tedious work that's absolutely unnecessary. that's definitely going to be some concrete pouring next. I just know it based on the material I'm looking at. We're going to be pouring concrete next. So might as well get my concrete mixer over here. I think we were going to rent a bigger concrete mixer because the last time I did the pedestrian bridge, we brought the smaller Scania dump cement truck, and like I said, it wasn't holding up very well. The capacity is not the same. Oh, we got excavation next. Okay, I'm here for it. Let's go. Got our JCB excavator sitting over here. Got a couple machines we need to repair and probably replace as well. Now we had the settings on bulldozer, so we're going to switch back over to my excavator settings. There we go. Now my joysticks again are set up to run the excavator, and I don't have to use the keyboard or controller. I just use my joysticks and the gas pedal. Okay, so line up a little bit. All right, that should be good. That should be nice and solidly lined up with the trench, so we can just excavate and back up. Good so far. one arm of the trench finished already. Playing this on high scope, you're going to be doing a lot of trench digging. All right, get nice lined up. Okay, we'll do it again. Excavation intensifies. When I'm in the zone excavating, guys, you gotta like yell polar bear or something. You gotta break me out of the zone. It's not happening. I get so focused on having a nice clean dig. Aliens could be invading right now. And I'm like, hold on. I'm finishing this trench. Let me clean this up. So we're already familiar with what happens in part 2. It's kind of the same thing. The VIP lounge is a little bit different, but we're starting off with practically the same setup. We've got materials we put in place. We've removed the topsoil so far, and now we're trenching out the areas where we're going to be placing some wood and rebar to install concrete foundation. We're just going to have to dump this right over there. Yeah. Clean that up later, promise. That was a good one. Almost like a little bit of a maze. I kind of like that. If you want, you could have a couple of friends just doing excavation and kind of portion this out or parcel it off in a way that you guys aren't running into each other, but you're also still getting the job done together. Wow, there's a lot more excavation on this round than I remember in the first one. I'm loving it though. More excavation just means that I get to do more earthworks later with the bulldozer, the wheel loader. Let's go. I'm sure some people are probably gonna just grab the bulldozer and push all the soil out to get the trenching part done. I was shocked. I thought that there was gonna be less excavation, and I'm happily surprised that I can do more of it. And we get to use the wheel loader a little bit more as well. I love getting some of those third person shots as well. This music slaps. We're only at 42%. We're not even 50% of the way done. I love it. Yeah, this is definitely third stage, third part of this campaign has a good amount of excavation. So if you do enjoy excavation, you will have enough of it to keep yourself busy for sure. And with all of the concrete and crane work too, man, a full four-man team is going to be necessary. But of course, high scope, you're going to want a four-man team. I'm dreading to see who's doing this on high scope solo. And unless they have time to play the game for, you know, five hours a day and, nothing holding them back from a normal life outside of that. If they have time to put 2 hours a day into the game and they're okay with doing a single campaign for like 2 weeks, then yeah, I think the hard part would be coming home and knowing that I had 2 hours worth of concrete to pour. I just couldn't see myself getting excited to do that. But with a team, absolutely. Like, let's bang it out. Let's hammer it out. Let's do it together. Let's get to work. But solo, high scope, nah, no way. No way. Let's see here. I think the JCB is actually the perfect size bucket for this job too. Maybe the Liebherr 936 is good excavation machine for this job, but the 220 JCB is excellent. I'm getting very good clean cuts on the trenches here. Good clean cuts. Bucket fits pretty perfectly. It's snug. I'm not cutting too much outside the line, and bucket capacity is just enough to get a good pass through. Oh, kind of digging myself into a hole here. No pun intended. Let's get this turned around. Let's try it from the other angles now. Get ourselves lined up again with the tracks here. Tracks and trenches. Get it all lined up. 34%, so it's not bad now. These last two trenches should do it for that stage. Of course, I would also have my team running right now a wheel loader for sure. There would be a wheel loader running, you know it already, and he would be scooping up all the soil. Of course, they might be angry at me for dumping the soil on the side of the construction site instead of putting it directly into a gravel truck, but that would defeat the purpose of them having the wheel loader to clean up these piles of soil and put them into the gravel truck themselves. Plus, with all the moving, you'd have to move the gravel truck around quite often too to keep up with all of the maneuvering and the mobility of the excavator. So it's almost better to just dump the soil off the side. And if you're playing with a team, have one guy dedicated to wheel loader, and he just cleans up the soil that you're dumping off and puts it into a dump truck for you. And then if you got someone who really loves to ferry soil or ferry machines or just drive dump truck, that's your guy. Gravel plant's right there. It'll be super easy and a lot of fun. They'll get lots of time out of that. So if you like earthworks, this part 3 of the campaign is going to be a huge earthworks job that's not going to be cumbersome. It's not going to be tedious. It'll be a lot of fun. You can turn it into a pretty big contract for you and your friends to go and play. Put it on high scope, you can make like $1 million and have fun doing it. Okay. The fuel and repair costs are going to be pretty high for my vehicles as well, and I'm wondering what my finances will look like when we're all done. The revenue should be fine. The expenses, though, I'm curious to see what the expenses look like between rental fees and maintenance fees and fuel costs, teleportation, material costs. All of that stuff is going to be very interesting to see tallied up at the end of all of these campaigns, these missions to complete this campaign. Oh yeah, we're peanut butter and jelly jamming right now. We are almost finished. 20% left of the excavation. Let's see. We have one arm over there that we didn't finish. We have an arm over here we didn't finish. And a little bit of spot right there. If we run the wheel loader, we can get that soil moved pretty quickly. So I'm gonna I'm just gonna dig this spot right here. After we get some wheel loader action in there. So let's go ahead and switch over to our wheel loader now. Get this soil out of the way. Get it loaded into our leap year dump truck, and and keep doing this contract to get it finished. I'm I'm a pig in the mud right now, having so much fun with this. Even the bulldozer, I could use the bulldozer to push all the soil that I've been scooping up into a bigger pile and run the wheel loader over there just to grab that stuff. Okay, clears that up pretty much. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I would do this campaign mission again, the VIP lounges on high scope with a team who only like to do earthworks, because I could see this earthworks mission being pretty extensive in the beginning and not so tedious, especially with the fact that the gravel plant is just right there. So no reason for you to not want to, you know, drive the dump truck to the gravel plant and empty the soil out. There's really no reason. It's right there and should be fairly fun, especially for people who like to ferry soil around or drive dump trucks. I'm seeing a Kodak moment right now. You guys are going to witness. Let's see, photo mode. Let's go ahead and do this. It's a beautiful shot. We got a JCB, Liebherrs, Sannies. Everyone's kind of working together. Okay, let's get back to work. No, no more fooling around now. We got 84% finished. That's a lot of soil. The 956 gets it done. I love this machine. All right. course, I cannot leave this dump truck all alone over here. There's still room for soil. Definitely a new favorite dump truck as well for me. This thing is cool looking. 86%. So I have a good feeling that we're gonna have to do the other pass anyways. We're gonna have to do that other arm over there. So might as well just have fun with this while we're at it. We'll skip doing all the other extra tedious and unnecessary earthwork stuff that I would love to do normally, just for the sake of getting this completed so that you guys can see it completed. And we can move on to the next part of the major stadium expansion, the newest DLC to the Construction Simulator franchise. Get a friend, get a coworker, get a lover, get a brother, someone that's going to run this operation with you. Even if you do two-player co-op on this campaign mission, it's going to be worth it. Solo, it's a big undertaking. If you do that on a solo, you deserve a medal for sure. Oh, 93%. Even on low scope, guys, you cannot get away with kind of dealing around with the contract. What they give you, you gotta complete. I can't imagine what this would look like on high scope. I think it would be the entire span of the construction site, this entire flattened earth area that would have to be excavated out, trenched out, as we're doing right now. On medium scope, maybe about half of it. I want to say this is a third of it, but it's not messing around. I mean, it's telling me you do 100% or else. Now you can see me kind of doing a more quicker version of excavation, a less clean version. Still effective in its own right, for sure. I knew there was one spot over there that we missed. And this is another reason why when I do excavation, I try to do it as clean as possible. You see a lot of these trenches are pretty cleaned up. When it comes down to that 1 or 2% and you start scrambling, you're like, where did I miss the soil? Why wouldn't it go to the next stage? Even on low scope, you can have this happen to you. And as you can see, it's no fun when it does happen because then you kind of got to scoot around, figure out where it's at. Always do a clean job. Look at how clean these trenches are. do your very best to do a clean trench job. And be careful too, because you can actually push soil back into the trench if you're not careful. Okay, luckily we didn't lose any percentage points on that. I noticed that when I was doing this earlier, I was actually collapsing some of the sand into the trench, and it was reversing the amount of the progress I was getting was actually going in reverse. So be aware of that. And the 1% strikes again. It's a good example of why it's imperative that you do a good clean job the first time. I think I know where that 1% is. It's right over there where I was speed digging. All these sand hills, I would love to just scoop up right now. Got a pretty big spot right there. That's gnarly. Look at that. Let's get that cleaned up right now. Okay, that wasn't enough. They want more. Okay. Never thought I would say that, but I'm glad that this part of the experiment, this part of the campaign is over with. Now we can get on to the next part, which I think is the part that all of you guys love, watching me suffer in misery through concrete pouring. And that reminds me, the concrete pump and truck are still up on the highway, so we need to go grab those guys as well. Let's get that going. He's right on the edge. Wow. So much dirt to play with still, but not enough time to play with it. Okay, we're gonna unpack the materials, which means that we're gonna be pouring concrete next. While these guys are pouring the dirt out, I'm gonna jump over to our cement mixer and get him to the construction site, as well as the concrete pump. Wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. We are here and ready for the next part of this contract. I've tried using the concrete bucket. We found out that that's not as efficient as just using a concrete pump. location. Okay. Okay. Now that she's in position, we may have to fill up the cement truck as well. I'm not sure how full this bad boy was the last time we used it. Yeah, that's not enough. That's definitely not enough. All right. And again, thank goodness, the gravel plant is right here. Although not necessary for you to sit there and what? Did you see that? Oh, Hoppa. Not necessary for you to go back and forth and refill the cement truck. But if you want a little level of realism, if you don't want people fast traveling, this is the perfect campaign mission to play where that will not be a factor. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's get this concrete boom moving, okay? Now with concrete on low scope, feel like we didn't have to do all the way, but God knows that 1% gang is coming after me. The 1%ers. That's twice it's happened to me on this. Just this mission alone, and I think 4 times total now. Oh, just barely. Got it. Okay. Yeah, we're not playing around this time. We're gonna go all. Oh God, I see a little spot over there that's not filled in. Too late. Committed. Oh no, I shut the snapper on him. No wonder my concrete flow stopped. All right, open that up. Okay, now we're gonna switch over to the concrete mixer. Just set it to. Oh no. Oh no no. I think I broke it. I broke the machine, guys. Open. This is the one reason that a lot of people use the truck with pump is the running back and forth as a solo player is not fun. But I'm stubborn. I'm gonna use this concrete pump here because it has very good reach. I don't have to reset it all the time. I'm wondering why there we go. Okay. Oh, another 30,000 out of the bank for the rental fees. Oh, we're at 67%. Okay. Damn it. I'm trying my best to reach. I'm giving her all she's got. 'Like I'm fishing right now. It looks like a fishing pole. Come on. 80%. I bet you if we could just get this over here, we should be fine. There's a little bit right there we can grab as well. 1%. Oh boy. Oh boy, I think that over there is going to be the difference maker for sure. I may just use the concrete truck as it by itself. Let's just do that for a second. Let's see how that works. All this fuss with the concrete pump, and I could just use the concrete truck itself. Oh, and we're out of concrete, of course. So let's go ahead and fill her up. There we go. Okay. Yeah, the only downside is having to consistently relocate the concrete truck. That is definitely the only downside. If we could just drive alongside the walls, that'd be good too. We could just put the concrete chute in a position where we have it lined up and we just drive up and down or all along the the uh, the foundations here would be good. Try it right now. All right. In theory and in practice, it seems to work so far. We're a little limited though. Of course, I can only get the stuff that's nearest the uh, the ledge here, at least within reach of the concrete truck's chute. Oh, ho ho! I for sure thought we were about to get 1% it again. All right, more unpacking to do. Now this is where the crane's gonna come in handy. Okay, got some elements to place. They down there. Okay. You could even use the excavator really. We squeeze it through those rebars. I don't know. Maybe an opening on that side over there. Would it be faster with a tower crane? That's something we'll have to find out because I'm doing it with the excavator, and I would definitely lean more towards the fact that the tower crane could probably do it faster. But with how small these objects are and how close they are together, it might be faster to use the excavator, or even have, like I said, another friend in an excavator over there, popping those three down. Stadium lights are already working. That looks cool. think for me, case closed on that one. It was very quick with the excavator. I would probably set these up with the excavator over using the tower crane or the mobile crane, unless you're slinging and swinging with the crane. Oh, ah, got a little too zealous there. Thought I was being a hot shot. Oh, again, man, I am really just. I think I am overestimating my skills here. There we go. All right, we have more material to unpack, and I don't think we're going anywhere. We're gonna have to get off of the construction site this way. Yeah, we're not leaving the rebar cage, that's for sure. More concrete? More concrete. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That concrete. That is something else, guys. Really, truly. Well, about this, we're at 14%. We have a lot of concrete and more crane work to do. I would love to get a team in here to finish this up. So, with that, I'm going to leave it here where we're at. We've already seen what's going on with the Stadium DLC. I don't really think you guys need to see me finish it alone. I would actually like to save some of this and do it with the crew on the next part of this Stadium DLC expansion. And we'll do that on Thursday night when everyone is playing and ready to gun. I would love to see who's doing what. The concrete stuff, I'm sorry guys, it kills me to do it. I'm going to need a team for this, that's for sure. I've did it already. In fact, it was pretty grueling, but also an learning experience for sure. But I'm going to have to say that going forward, with all of this heavy work that's needed, I'm going to get a team going. I definitely have a team in mind, and I would love to see the team in action doing this job together because there's so much opportunity here for lots of tasks to be going on at the same time. And we may even do a high scope live stream of one of the stages of this contract and see just how insane this new stadium DLC can really get. It's the biggest one in my opinion, and I think that's true for the game entirely. It's the biggest campaign DLC we've seen yet. That's going to be it for me tonight, guys. I'm going to get out of here and take a break. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next. See you on the site, Square Wolf.